This is Sox in 7.
Welcome back to Sox in 7. Been a long time. New studio. How's it looking? Let us know in the comments. I know it's been a long time. Been in the midst of a move for the Sox in 7 crew, but we're here. We're still going to bring you that Sox content that we all need. And the Sox are playing well right now. What do you know? It's been a long ride. Been some ups and downs, but we're here. We're here to bring you the Sox news. So obviously it's been a little bit. So we'll go through kind of what the Sox have been through a little bit. We're not going to go way in depth into all the series that we missed, but we might talk a little bit about some of the series that we liked. But other than that, we're just going to breeze through them. We're going to talk about the situation of the Sox, halfway through the deadline or halfway through the year, and the trade deadline, what it's going to look like. So stay tuned. Here we go. Let's start with that first series.
Yeah. So before we do that, just to go off of what Tebow just said, yeah, it's been a while, 2 whole months basically since we've been on air, as you can see. But we missed 17 series, but it's not our fault. Like, we were trying to get the content out to you, but this kid had to move, bro. Like, he's in a new spot. Like, what do you want him to do? But yeah, we missed 17 series. We're back to run them all down. Just what Tebow said, we're gonna go through those quick for everybody, just in case you don't watch and you're wondering what the Sox are doing. New studio, it's lit. We got all the stuff here, tons of things.
KP Cup.
Go Red Sox. And in addition to talking about the Red Sox, we may dabble into what's happening across the league, and
definitely
All-Star game this week. It's been a good ride for the MLB season this year. So so the last series that we did a podcast about was May 9th and 10th, where we split a 2-game series against the Braves. And then we got swept by the Cardinals at home the following series. We were live for one of those games. It didn't go well. They lost 9-1.
And it was just nothing.
And then lots of things happened, and they all led us to right here.
Yeah.
Where we are today. You looking at us. If you're rocking with the content, if you're rocking with this, you're rocking with me, you're rocking with Tebow, you're rocking with Tags, you're rocking with this new studio, show some love in the comments. Drop a like. Let's go to the top.
We're huge front runners, so when the Sox do just abysmal, it's hard for us to make contact. It's not because we don't love the Sox, and it's not because we're not watching. It's just because we hate being negative, and when the fucking team is horrible, it's hard for us to talk about it.
Yeah, and you also had to move.
And I also had to move.
What do you want them to do? Come on. So to pick up
after the Cardinals series where we got swept.
We got swept by the Cardinals. Then we pick up a series win against the Mariners, May 15th through 17th. Put up 9 and 12 in games 2 and 3. Get that series. We beat Castillo bad too in that series.
Yeah, we actually lit them up, dude.
And then May 19th through 21st, we're in San Diego. We win games 1 and 2.
Yeah. Xander Bogaerts goes hitless in the series against us.
Big over. And then we lose game 3, 7-0. No biggie. And then there's as we're going, we've only been through 2 series so far, and we're going to get to some really, really, really low points in the Sox season. And this could be the lowest. I'm not saying it is, but we go on the road and get swept by the Angels, in bad fashion too. A 2-1 loss, a 4-0 loss, and a 7-3 loss. It was bad. The Angels swept the Red Sox, and they were below 500, not looking good. And then we were in Wareham for what was the occasion for that?
It was Memorial Day weekend.
Memorial Day, that's what it was. And we were chilling, watching the Sox, having a good time, having some beers. That was a good time in Wareham. But the Red Sox win the series against the Diamondbacks. The day we got there, though, on Sunday,
it's nasty in that series.
Yeah, we did lose on Sunday though, 4-2, no biggie. And then the Red Sox lose a series at home to the Reds, who, oh my God, where did they come from?
I mean, when the Red Sox lost that series to the Reds, why are we losing to the Reds? But nowadays,
Yeah,
I mean,
wow, they're one of the best teams in the league. They're making a playoff push, and they just drafted a really, really gas pitcher the other night in the MLB draft. We'll tap into that as well towards
definitely.
that. Yeah, a lot of things going on in the baseball series. But then me and Tebow go to the game against the Rays that gets postponed.
And you tags
And Tebow. And Tebow. Yep. It was bad. So we didn't get to see a baseball game that night, even though we were at Fenway Park. The Red Sox end up winning the next day, lose 2 to the Rays, make up from June 2nd, which is the day we went. We go to the game on June 5th. McClanahan's pitching. We're obviously going to lose. We still obviously hammer the Red Sox. They lose 4-1. We lose a series to the Rays. Another note to add. We're at this game, right? Rafael Devers is at the dish, right? He's hitting lefty. Big cut, foul ball. It's up there. It's
right between. It's literally
high in the sky.
Right between me and Reed.
Yep, right here. I go for the catch like this, right? I go for the catch. It's right in my breadbasket. Right off of the wrist, right to some guy behind me. I wanted to unalive myself. It was bad, but it was fun. I'm still here.
Here's the picture of that.
Yeah. I guess you're gonna show it. That's weird. Chill, I guess, dude. Word.
Yeah, I mean, it was just not unfortunate.
No, not fortunate, as you can see by the picture. Then we lose a series to the Guardians where we get shelled. Not going into that much. Then we win a series against the Yankees. Maybe
we don't just win a series.
Maybe no, we won. We don't just. But this was June 6th, not June 9th, 10th, and 11th. But game 3 maybe was my biggest bet of the MLB season on the Red Sox ML. And Brian Bello shoved it, bro. We'll get into him later. Huge win on Sunday Night Baseball, though. Chris Martin in that game, I remember picture perfectly.
Chris Martin
comes in the 10th.
Has been nasty since coming off the IL.
Okay, so then we go from like a really high point, right? Like my biggest bet of the season. I'm riding high, like Red Sox are back, right? No, they are not. Because that Monday night after Sunday Night Baseball, me and Tebow go to the Red Sox game where we're playing the Rockies, and
this is the legacy game.
The legacy game.
Me and Reed together have lost all the games we've ever gone together.
Every game.
3 rainouts together.
Yep, 3 rainouts and 3 losses this year. 0-3, 3 rainouts, 3 losses. Absolutely abysmal stats. This is the legacy game. When are we gonna catch a break? This is the game, right? We're minus 260 ML. Big Maple on the bump versus who?
Connor Seabold, bro. The worst pitcher of all time.
Big Maple shoves it, obviously. We'll get into him later. Big Maple, bro, is the GOAT. We'll get into him later. He's the number one thing I came on here to talk about. But anyways, in this game, Little Maple, Nick Pivetta comes in, walks 3, gives up the extra runner in the 10th. Another like really, really shitty Casas error that cost Joe Jaquez, whose dad we met at the game.
And then what happens?
And then a rain delay.
Another fucking rain delay.
An hour and 40 minutes rain delay.
And you know what we did?
You know what we did? We sat there through the whole thing just to watch Alex Verdugo and Masataka Yoshida bounce into one of them was a double play, and we lose to the Rockies 4-3. So yeah, and then we lose the next night to the Rockies 7-6. So that wasn't
we lose
good.
the series to the Rockies.
Yeah. So that's arguably another low point of the season. But then we come back. Here's the Red Sox. They put up 15 against the Yankees next game. And then we win a doubleheader on them on Saturday. Sweep up the Yankees. Get them out. Big series at this point in the season.
Brian Bello again.
Yep.
In the yellows on the fucking day just goes.
Yep.
Nice fest, bro.
Brian Bello in game 2 of that doubleheader, 7 innings, 4 hits, 3 walks, 8 Ks, 1 earned. Just like, wow, not much more to say about him. We'll get into it later.
Brian Bello Day. That's the thing. Like, it's no longer sale day. It's just
Bello tomorrow
day.
Too. Yeah,
exactly.
Tomorrow too. And anyway, so we sweep the Yankees. coming off the Rocky seed, which we won game 3 to not get swept. We win the first 2 against the Twins, 6-game winning streak. Red Sox are scorching, right?
We're like, holy shit.
No, they lose games 3 and 4
In a bad way.
in a bad way. That 4th game we lost 6-0 was ugly.
Yeah.
Really abysmal pitching performance for everybody.
So you just go from high, right?
Mhm.
And then what happened after that?
Roller coaster.
What
roller
happened?
coaster season.
What
we
happened?
lose a series to the White Sox,
Yep.
who are one of the worst teams in baseball.
Exactly. And like that's your team, and you're saying that.
They're one of the worst teams in baseball.
Exactly. And so we go from 6-game winning streak to losing
A series to the White Sox, and then we get swept off our own home field by the Marlins.
Yep.
Gross. Not even gonna get into that.
Yeah,
We're
I'm
even
not
really
talking about the
competitive
series.
in that game. Like Bello had a perfect game, or no going through 7, and we lost the game 2-0.
Yep.
Horrible. And
It's
then-
a shame that Brian Bayo got a loss that day.
Yep. So the roller coaster, right here it is. We're
So-
all the way down here. We're all the way down here.
Rock
Marlins
bottom.
series sweep.
Rock bottom.
This could be the lowest point in the Red Sox season.
Rock bottom.
And then what do? We come back and we sweep the Blue
Sweep the
Jays on
fucking
Canada
Blue Jays.
Day.
On
Sweep 'em.
Canada
On
Day.
Canada Day. Big Maple goes and shoves it because Big Maple was the guy. And then so we win. We sweep that series. Wait a minute, the Red Sox are hot. Who do they play next? The Texas Rangers. Oh wait, they're a World Series contender. Get them out. Series win at home.
Best record in the AL. other
Series
than the
win at
Rays.
home. Series win at home against them.
Nathan
Easy.
Eovaldi who? Nathan Eovaldi who?
Easy win. The over in that game was so free. And then that brings us to where we left off. The Oakland Athletics. Welcome to Boston, guys. We'll sweep you up really quick.
Wait, hold on.
Yep. Get the brooms out for that one, bro. Easy sweep. Sweep those guys out of it.
See you in Vegas.
Yeah. 2 like massive wins in the first 2 games. And then a 4-3 like scrap fest of a win where Yoshida left on a pitch like over his head to win us that game.
That last game
Yeah.
was a tweaker. We went down early and then the boys just fought back.
So that was basically a recap of the last 17 series that we missed.
Yep.
By the way, I am wearing my Pittsburgh Penguins snapback hat right now. John Henry, owner of the Boston Red Sox, owner of the Pittsburgh Penguins. I like the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Just
What are you gonna
a-
say?
Just a John
Sidney
Henry.
Crosby's the GOAT. Yeah. But I mean that didn't have much to do with anything. But let's dive into a few of the players and how their season has been going. I want to start with Big Maple. Can I start with Big Maple?
Let's start with Big Maple.
James
There's a lot of things
Paxton.
to talk about with Big Maple.
James Paxton, right? This guy's 37. He's coming. Is he 37? He's either 37 or 38. Let me double check just to get the facts right here.
I think he's 35.
Oh, okay. I was way off. He's 34. So I was way off. I apologize. I was way off. I was gassing off too hard. But James Paxton, right? He's 34. Long tenured career, Mariners, Yankees. He's been around the block, right? We pick him up. Hasn't pitched in
2 years.
the MLB in 1+ years, close to 2 full seasons. Hasn't thrown a pitch in the MLB. Comes back. He's pitching for the Red Sox. He's pitching for the Woo Sox. He's looking not that great down there. We're like, all right, what are we gonna get out of this guy?
He
Comes
pitched
up-
horrible in
Horrible. He comes up, right? First couple starts. Yeah, it's whatever. Everybody's like, okay, yeah, James Paxton, maybe he's gonna be our 3rd, 4th starter. That'll be good. And then what do you know? This guy flips a switch, and Big Maple is, I'm gonna say it, Big Maple is a top tier starting pitcher in the MLB right now, and he plays for the Boston Red Sox. Big Maple, bro. Big Maple.
And I agree. And this is why the conversation around Big Maple, James Paxton, is so hard for the Red Sox fans right now. Because we're approaching this trade deadline where, yeah, we're in the race. We're 48 and 43. We're a game and a half out of the wild card. And Big Maple is not under contract for next year. And he's the best starting pitcher.
Arguably in the American League, besides Framber Valdez and McClanahan.
Well, yes,
He
that
has
too,
been.
but he's the best starting pitcher on the market for trades. And so if the Red Sox trade him, not looking good for the Red Sox for this year. But the only thing that like makes me think that we won't trade him is because all of our other starters are down. So like since the last time that we've talked, Chris Sale's gone down, Whitlock's gone down, Tanner Houck got a fucking comebacker in the face. Like your starting rotation right now is Brian Bayo, Big Maple, Cutter, and then Caleb Ort and the best pitcher of all time,
Chris Murphy in long relief,
and fucking
Bernardino to open the game. Yeah. I mean, it's not looking hard right now. All right, just ignore that for now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna just say it 3 more times just so that everybody's listening. Big Maple, Big Maple, Big Maple. He is a top tier starter in the league. He is lights out, bro. This guy, like, I didn't know what to expect from him, and he's just punching hitters out. Punch him out on the outside corner. Punch him out on the outside corner. Here comes the hook. Upper 90s fastball. Like, he's got it all. And that brings us to Brian Bayo, who I would say this right now.
You owe him an apology.
I do. Brian Bayo and this is my formal apology. Brian Bayo and Big Maple is the best 1-2 in the MLB right now. There's arguably no better 1-2 in the MLB than them right now.
Absolutely.
I mean, Spencer Strider and Max Fried, I get it, bro. The Braves are really good. Like, we get it, bro. They're really good. McClanahan and whoever. You can make some arguments.
McClanahan, Glasnow is
yeah. Okay, yeah. We'll give it to them. Maybe they're the second best.
But not better than Big Maple and Brian Bayo.
Brian Bayo and Big Maple, those are my guys, bro. I want to see them out there on the bump in a 3-game wildcard series. And I feel so confident.
Me too. And while we're on the Brian Bayo conversation, where's the extension? We need it. Wait, like, I'm not doing this shit where we wait mad long to give it extensions. Like, so what? Whitlock's gotten hurt after we given him his extension. We can obviously see that Brian Bayo is a top tier starting pitcher in the future. He's been in the league for a year now, literally a year, and he's putting up numbers like this and just absolutely dominating the third time through the order. Every fucking start he goes through, going quality start pretty much every time he's out there. There's no reason you don't shove this guy out a bunch of money before he becomes, $500 million arm.
Yeah, I would give him a lot of money now and say, here, have this money in play for us. Because
4 years down the line,
yeah,
that money's going to be way more.
He's came a really long way, man. Last year, like, his first couple starts, everybody knew he had the talent. Like,
exactly.
Bowling ball sinkers in a gross change piece, like fade me change piece, like gross. Everybody knew he had the talent, highly touted for a reason. Didn't really put it together at all last year. Even struggled at the beginning of this year. But his last 8 to 9 starts, he's just putting it together.
He's dominating.
He's dominating opposing lineups. His bowling ball sinker and change piece, like that 1-2, and he's starting to develop that slide piece too. And when that thing comes in and he's snapping that off, look out, bro, because he's almost unhittable. He's really, really, really tough.
And I've said it to my friends multiple times, Brian Bayo is going to be the Cy Young in 2026, and just it's not on the sport books now, but when it is, take it.
Yeah, I mean he's pitching really, really well right now. So that's him and Big Maple. That's probably the bright spot since we left off in the middle of May. Those are arguably the bright spots of the entire organization.
Yes,
the two of those individuals.
I think we do need to talk about a couple hitters as well.
Well, yeah, let's finish off the pitching staff though. I mean, Bernardino's been great. Yes. He's just coming in with the absolute slurve piece of hell. He's opening games now. He's lights. I really like him a lot.
I love Bernardino.
Yeah.
Joe, we at that Rockies game, we met Joe Jacks.
Yeah.
And he started off horrible.
Yeah. Bad.
But we met Joe Jacks' dad.
Uh-huh.
And He saved the game against the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
He's been decent.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't
give
say
him the ball. Like he's 93.
I mean,
Get me over 2
he's
seeds.
better than Caleb Ford.
Yeah,
He's
100%.
better than your boy. I'm not gonna who shall not be named.
Well, he's on the Dodgers now, isn't
Yeah.
he?
I don't know if he still is, but he was. But
whatever.
you know, he's a serviceable arm out there.
Okay,
Chris Murphy.
Okay, hold on. Chris Murphy, Taylor Scott, and Brandon Walter are like not major league pitchers.
No, Chris Murphy is.
Okay. I mean, I
The
probably
other
pick
two-
Chris Murphy out of the 3 of them. Let's just like not even.
The other two, no way. Chris Murphy's a dog.
Yeah, let's just like not even give the 2 of them the light of day. I don't
Yes.
even know who they are.
No, Chris Murphy's a dog.
Yeah, he has promise.
Chris Murphy reminds me a lot of Cutter.
Yeah, and Cutter's also struggling right now.
Yes, but
He
he's-
needs to like.
So Cutter's not being himself, where he's just like dominating, but Cutter's being serviceable.
He needs to be more than serviceable because this is a Cutter Crawford podcast.
Yes,
And he's
exactly.
and he's pissing me off lately. So get it together. And then besides that, like Chris Martin's been awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't like
Lights out.
I didn't know what to expect from him either. He's got a 1.5 right now.
And so the last time we were on this podcast, we were talking about Kenley Jansen's 400 save. Right after that, he blew 2 saves in a row. And Kenley Jansen sucked for about
He's still a little shaky, dude. He walks a lot of guys.
yes, for about 3 weeks. Kenley Jansen not even just wasn't good, he sucked. The past 2 weeks, he's been a bit better, but every time he goes out there, it's not pretty.
Yeah. And so yeah, he's whatever. Him and Chris Martin are good 8-9 guys. for
Chris
sure.
Martin is fucking nasty.
And then without Houck and Whitlock and Sale right now, that relies a lot of middle innings relief. And we're just trying to have Chris Murphy, who, like we said, and then Pavetta and Winkowski just need to start eating innings in the middle of games.
So I mean, big 180 on those 2 guys. Winkowski's not been great lately.
No,
But-
not great.
But Nicholas
He's shown a few
has been a
signs.
dog out there.
Yeah, he's shown a few signs.
I mean, he's definitely Core's been pushing him a lot. Where Pavetta will ball out for his first 3 innings, and then Core will put him out there for the 4th, and then Nick comes back.
yeah, it happens. The pitching staff, it's just at this point,
It's
this year,
worn down.
the
It's
pitching
worn down.
staff right now is Brian Bayo, Big Maple, best 1-2 in the MLB for my money, and then a lot of other guys,
Just Band-Aids.
just guys,
Band-Aids.
a lot of other guys that are just there. So let's get into the lineup. The hitters. We'll start with Wong. He's been serviceable. for
Yeah, I
sure.
mean, he's been solid.
Yeah.
He hasn't been anything special like
he
he was.
opposes guys, bro.
But yeah,
Right behind the plate.
I mean, McGuire going down definitely sucked.
Yeah, my favorite PETA.
Yeah, he's my favorite pedophile that I've ever known.
We have Alfaro now. See what he
Yeah,
can do. Eat some
Alfaro.
innings back there.
Exactly. Maybe he'll hit a majestic home run over the monster.
Yeah,
Cool.
to the infield.
Fuck Caleb Hamilton.
Yeah, I don't know what
He
that
should-
guy was doing on the
We should
roster.
have never ever
No.
called him up.
No, and then to the infield. I think let's just get Devers out of the way. Oh my god.
The other one.
All right, let's just leave it like this.
I'll do this mid pod.
All right, let me talk about Rafael Devers for a little bit. 20 home runs, 70 RBIs at the All-Star break. What more do you want him to do, bro? I get the average isn't 280 like it's been in the past for him, but he's also not in the 2 hole anymore like he used to be. He's in the 4 hole, and there's got to be Cora or somebody's got to be telling him you know what, man, we're gonna be hitting you 4th most days, because that's a good spot for you in this kind of lineup with Verdugo and Yoshida and everybody at the top, and obviously Red Turn, we'll get to him, but I think he's just committed to driving baseballs, and it shows in his numbers. He's raking baseballs. The average will be there. Just give him some time. It's La Carita. He rakes. He's the best player on the team, worth the most money on the team. he's the boy. Not much more to say about him. Look for him to have a big second half also.
I agree.
Look for him to have a really, really big second
Really
half.
started turning like
Start lacing balls, but like
Yes.
right at people. So in that A's series especially, and the Rangers, hitting the ball really hard,
even
but
like
at people.
last 2 weeks, you could
Mhm.
really start seeing the difference in just his plate appearances. He's not swinging at pitches just to swing at them and swing out of his shoes. Where you saw in the Astros series where, like a couple of years ago, when they just threw him like 45 straight fastballs and he missed all of them. He's really starting to just like take pitches that are close, wait for his pitch, and drive breaking balls.
Drive baseball.
And like that's the thing is it's like if I'm an opposing pitcher, I'm never throwing him a breaking ball ever. Ever. And like he still wastes his fastballs, but more times out of not, like I'm not throwing him. If I'm throwing him a breaking ball, I'm bouncing it off the ground.
All right, let's get to Yu Chang. Yu Chang is my shortstop. Yu Chang is my shortstop. Yu Chang is tough, bro.
And that's all I gotta say about it.
All I gotta say, he's my shortstop.
Because that's gonna lead me into
Kike
Hernandez,
who, since we left off, has not gotten any better. We were shitting on him before. He was really bad. I think he still leads the league in errors. I mean, dude, I don't have much more to say. He's hitting 220 with 6 balls.
I got a lot to say.
To take the floor. Not cutting it to me, bro.
Kike Hernandez. I love you as a person. Love you as a locker room guy. But at what point can you justify him being on your team? Because he's horrible at shortstop. He's hitting 219 maybe at this point. And whenever he hits it, he's not hitting for any power. He's just hitting singles. And they're like bloop singles or like a line drive through the fucking 5 and shortstop hole. Like it's not going anywhere. Guy refuses to go opposite field. And the worst part is that your defense this year in the outfield, like you could say like, oh, his defense in the outfield is good, which it is. But Duran's defense, I believe Duran's Baseball Reference has him at 84 percentile offensive jump or whatever it is.
Exit ball.
No, for jump.
Oh, on like balls in the outfield.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
first step or some shit.
Yeah, first step. He's like 84th percentile, which is like a major step up. Duvall's a gold glover out there. Yoshida, not that great, but he's playing.
You need him in the line.
You need him in the lineup because he's hitting 320. And then you have Duvall. Obviously, it's the power threat. He's playing better than Kike has been, even though he's been slumping. We'll get into Duran.
Yeah, we'll get into the outfield in a bit.
But Refsnyder, obviously, he's going to rake lefties. Kike hasn't been doing that. And then, like, Verdugo's like the best player on the team other than
Devers and Gable and Bella.
Yeah. So there's just no spot on this team for Kike Hernandez anymore. I would rather have Pablo Reyes, rather have Christian Arroyo. I'd rather have Yu Chang. And then we're 3 weeks away from Story.
Yeah.
Story starting his rehab tomorrow. Like, there's no spot on this team for Kike anymore. And like, I love him as a player. So the only way he stays on this team is if he's a coach.
Yeah.
To me, if I'm the GM.
I completely agree with everything you just said. He's just been like, he's like, there's been the bright spots of the team, like Bayo and Big Maple. And then he's just like all the way opposite spectrum at the bottom. Like he knows it too. He knows it. He knows he's not playing as well as he should. Like, if you pride yourself, his whole career, he's prided himself on being like the utility guy, right? I can play anywhere. I can play second. I can play short. I can play third. I can play outfield. If you pride yourself on that, like your glove and being able to be like that utility guy, you got to make plays, man. Like shortstop is a position that everyone wants to play growing up, right? You had a golden opportunity for like a month plus to be our everyday shortstop and you failed miserably. Not only in the field, but at the dish. You failed miserably.
Yeah, and like I think a big part of it is like, first of all, I love Kike Hernandez. but I think he has the yips because he's making the defensive plays, but he just can't throw the ball. I'm pretty sure he's just we have to diagnose him with the yips. We either need to send him down to AAA so he can figure it out defensively, but also offensively because he's hitting 220.
Yeah, with only 6 bombs.
Yeah,
which isn't going to cut.
It's not going to cut.
All right, that's enough on him. Like he's been really bad. Everyone knows it. Let's get to Arroyo's been great.
Arroyo,
he's been great. He's a big time hitter in my opinion. Like late innings, he's clutch, big time hitter. I'd like to see him in the 7-8 hole like most nights playing second. He's probably my second baseman.
Yes, I mean, and like that's the thing is that he always makes the plays out there, but also you get that random bomb from him or that random double where it's just like it's always in the clutch, and he just makes the play, and he's a great guy.
Yeah,
so
when Story comes back, it's going to be hard for him to find a way onto the field. But he's playing his way on the roster right now.
I mean, I would love to see that lineup of Story or Arroyo up the middle.
Yeah, that's fine with me. Yu Chang is my shortstop though.
Until Story comes back.
Okay.
Story's going to be coming back at short, but I would love to see an Arroyo, Yu Chang platoon because ever since Yu Chang's come back, he's been hitting. So
yeah, he has been. This podcast is going to be a really long time. If you're still rocking with us, you're sticking around, you're still watching. Drop a comment, say you're in the comment why you are. Let us know you're still watching at this point. Because we're only halfway through the lineup and we still have so much to talk about. But next, let's get to Tristan Casas. In my opinion, I mean, it's a decent sample size now. He's been up for a while. And for him to have, let's see.
It's going to keep on happening, folks.
Yeah, it's
new studio.
All right, so for Tristan Casas to have 250 at-bats this season, that's a lot of at-bats. Would you say that's a lot of at-bats?
250?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good, decent.
That's a decent sample size. Like, I get it, bro. You're 23 years old. You're a top prospect. You have a lot of promise. Everybody says he has a great eye. Like, I just think he doesn't swing at the first pitch and gets deep in the counts. But you only have 9 home runs, bro. If that's less than 1 home run. That's less than 1 home run for 25 at bats. That's not cutting it in my book for you, bro. Your average is it was 200 for a while. You're up to 220. Congrats, bro. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a lot more to say to him about him besides me and Tebow were at it was the Rockies game after the hour 40 rain delay. Doogie, Devers.
Very interesting.
Everybody's just warming up, playing catch, getting ready to go play the 10. And Tristan Casas is all the way in the opposite corner of the field next to the
by where the Rockies are lining up in the
by himself, bro.
By himself.
And that begs the question: does everyone in the locker room hate Tristan Casas?
Because there's been a lot of things pointing to that.
He's a really weird guy.
Last year and this year.
Here's the thing: you can be a really weird guy like that. You can be a goofball, clown, idiot, bozo, not fun to chill with or bull with type of guy. If you hit 40 home runs, that's fine with me. But if you only have 9, I mean, that's just not going to cut it with me.
And the interesting part about that game is that he made the error that would have kept the game tied. And we met Joe Jacks's dad that day, and it was Joe Jacks's debut that day. Joe Jacks did his job, would have been out of the inning, tie game, right? Joe Jacks's dad was fucking pissed, dude.
Yep.
He was sitting there
not happy with Tristan Casas' error on that. I get it. It's raining a little bit, bro. It's a ground ball right to you. It literally hits off your chest, and you look like a fucking idiot trying to pick it up and throw it to first. Legit moron, bro. You're an idiot. You got to make that play. That's a win. We could be 49 and 42 right now instead of 48 and 43. But you sold that game, bro. You sold.
Yes. However, we did just talk a lot of smack about Tristan Casas. I am gonna defend him a little bit. Over the past month, he has been hitting like 280. He's been coming alive. His number, I mean, the last time we had a podcast, Tristan Casas was hitting like 180.
Yeah. I would love to have him. I would love to see him have a big second half.
His numbers are creeping up, and like we got to remember, like he has the same amount of time in the league as Brian Bayo, and Brian Bayo's like God.
Yeah.
So like his numbers are creeping up. They're obviously not where they should be, but like we also got to remember he's had a year of service time in the league. I think he could be something. Would I like to see him traded? Possibly, but then who are you going to play at first? And like, yeah, we just shit on him for making errors.
He's been serviceable.
I mean, just like remember what we had to deal with the past 2 years.
Yeah,
we had Bobby Dahlbeck and Frenchie
and Schwarber too,
and Schwarber.
Schwarber
and like I love Schwarber, but like
Kyle from all them. But
he's able to serviceably play defense.
Yeah, I think that's enough time on Tristan Casas.
Yes,
I hope you have a big second half, bro. That would really help the Red Sox chance.
I think he's been playing better, so I think there's a good chance that he does.
Let's get to like
the big guys.
The third. Well, before we get to the outfield, let's get to if we had like the Red Sox season so far. If we had the 3 stars, 1, 2, and 3.
Hold on,
train
coming by.
All right, it's gone. So if there was 3 stars of the Red Sox season, like 3 guys who are absolutely exceeding expectations. Number 1 in my book is Big Maple. Number 2 is probably Brian Bello, and number 3 is the red turn, Justin Turner. Boy, has this guy been a staple of this lineup, hitting in the 3-hole. This guy does not strike out. He laces baseballs. Like, let's just go to his stats right now. He's hitting 288 with 13 bombs and 50 ribbies as a 38-year-old.
Already has more bombs than he did last year and halfway through the year.
He is raking baseballs. He seems to love it here. He seems to love it in Boston. He gets up every day. He's either DHing, sometimes he'll play first. He is just so good.
I believe he's played the most games this year, and he's the oldest person on the team. And other than Rich Hill 2.0, but for oldest at least. But he has been raking, and especially of late. He started off slow, but every time that he comes up in the clutch, I'm just confident he's going to rip a double.
I love red turn too. He's like I said, top 3 star, absolutely exceeding expectations on the team this year. He is the fucking man, bro. I love you, red turn. You are the boy. That's enough on him.
I mean, he's
like not much more to say. He's raking. He's just so good. Let's get to the outfield though. I guess we'll start with like Duvall and Refsnyder. Duvall, obviously, like beginning of the year, he hit like 5 bombs and was hitting like 600 in the first week of the season. Like, obviously, that wasn't sustainable. He goes down, comes back, been shaky, been a shaky like get back for him. Look for him to get hot though in the second half.
Yeah, and like he's been shown like the first 2 weeks he came back.
Yeah, miserable. He hit a lot.
He's been looking a little bit better. The power's still not fully there.
He hit a bomb in our last game, didn't
he? He's been hitting a couple bombs lately, but it's honestly he's never gonna live up to that first week of that season.
No, it's impossible. But yeah, I mean, look for him to get hot in the second half for sure.
He's been playing well, and like I think he gets moved at the deadline with the next person we're going to talk about, not Refsnyder, but Jarren Duran.
Yeah, well, let's go to Refsnyder first. The Asian sensation, Rob Refsnyder. He just matches lefties. Like, what more do you want him to do? There's not really a spot for him in the lineup most days, but when there's a lefty out there on the bump, like lefty starter, we know is going to go like a few innings at least. He's hitting top of the order and mashing. He's hitting like 270. Only 1 bomb. Need him to leave more. He's great in the field. Not much more to say about him. He's the Asian sensation.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, he's just gonna rake lefties. He's gonna play great defense, and he's serviceable.
Yeah. Let's get in. Let's go to I mean, probably you could put him. You could even put him one over Big Maple, Bayo, and Duke and Red Turn as of like exceeding expectations.
What?
Jaron Duran, who's hitting 320 right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably been the best player on the Red Sox this year.
Yeah, it's like you could make that argument for sure. He's electric, bro. He's electric.
And this podcast was originally biggest pro Duran podcast out there.
And we gave up on him.
And that's on us.
Mm-hmm.
And we already gave our formal apologies to him at the beginning of the year. But wow.
Yeah.
Just like that's all I got to say.
It's just wow.
Like this kid is so electric.
Electric, bro.
His attitude has changed where he runs every fucking ground ball to the infield out. Full fucking speed. If he gets a fucking single, bro, he's ripping doubles off his fucking base hits all the time. Hustle doubles galore. Stealing bases, which has improved mightily because last year he was horrible at stealing bases, even though he was the fastest guy on the team. His jumps are electric this year. He's getting into bases standing up, and he's just causing havoc on the base paths. He's playing great defense, which he sucked at last year, and he's hitting like 320, hitting doubles.
Mm-hmm.
Doubles.
And
he's just hitting doubles.
Yeah, he's probably the hottest hitter on earth, if not only on the Red. He's the Red Sox hottest hitter going into this All-Star break. And I'm pretty sure I heard this on the broadcast one time. I think he's been getting coached up by Dustin Pedroia, who's right here, getting his hands a little higher and everything. I mean, 320, ton of bags. This kid has electrifying speed, man. I love him. I would hate to see him get traded.
Yeah.
Even though it might happen.
It might happen. If it does happen,
we better get because we've been saying trade him for a while. Like I'm thinking, let's trade him at the end of last year where he had like minimal value. This is probably where he will have the most value, unless he does this for the rest of his career, which I hope he does. Like we better get something really, really, really good back in a deal for him, like another ace pitcher or something along those lines.
And so that's why I'm at the point where I'm like, I would rather see Duvall traded and keep Duran. Maybe that's wrong, but I don't know, man. I just love watching this guy play, and I love coming out to the ballpark and just seeing this guy run around the bases.
Yeah, Jaron Duran's electric. Let's get into Verdugo, who has been probably the most consistent hitter throughout the whole season. As of late, he's a little cold for a few stretches,
but he's still hitting. He picked it up right at the end.
Yeah, he's still hitting 290 with 7 bombs, and yeah, I mean he's also like the drippiest on the field,
and he's also Ramon, not Laureano.
Urias.
No, who's the Blue Jays closer?
Oh, Jordan Romano.
Jordan Romano's daddy.
Yeah, he is for sure. Just like Devers is Garrett Cole's dad.
Exactly.
So, and almost the same fashion.
Verdugo leaves on May 1st. Waits a whole month. Leaves May 1st off Jordan Romano. Waits a whole month, and then leaves off Jordan Romano again.
Yeah.
The first one was a walk-off home run. The second one was a go-ahead home run in the top of the ninth. So
yeah. He hopefully gets extended and not traded.
No, I don't know what I'll do to myself if he doesn't stay here.
Yeah, I mean, we're just sitting here praying for an extension and not a trade. Because,
at this point,
I want him at the top of my order every day.
He's come here after being traded here, after a guy who was everybody's favorite player on the Red Sox.
Mm-hmm.
And he's come here and not even tried to fill the shoes, but he's made his own role here, where he's just I'm the guy who just gets all the other guys happy. Like, I'm just Boston is basically what his mindset was. And then he's just gotten better, and better. And he's playing Gold Glove defense out in right field this year.
Mhm.
There's no reason that there shouldn't have been an extension already. But now we're sitting here like,
We just gotta pray.
we gotta pray.
And then that'll bring us to the last player on the Red Sox roster.
The rookie of the year.
Yeah, the American League Rookie of the Year, Masataka Yoshida.
I mean,
He, like, what more perfect summary of his season so far is just him leaving in the bottom of the eighth against the A's on a pitch over his head. He's been awesome, man. If him, Verdugo, and Duran is our outfield for the next 5 years, I would not be mad. I would not be mad. I would be mad
I'd
happy.
be very happy.
Yeah.
And like, we give a lot of hate to Heimblum on this podcast, reasonably so. Red Sox Nation gives a lot of hate to Heimblum, but I mean, man, what a signing! And like, especially with all the other organizations saying that we overpaid for him. Like, no,
You were wrong.
You're wrong. We're right.
Yeah.
But like,
I don't think we overpaid for him. I actually think he's on a really good contract.
Yeah. For the next 6 years, we have him on
Yep.
a $95 million or $90 million contract for 6 years. Are you
Mhm.
kidding me?
Yeah.
And this guy's hitting 320
Yeah.
with like
10
7 bombs, 10 bombs.
10 bombs. He hit his 10th the other day. And
They projected him for 15 bombs this year. He's at 10 halfway through the
okay,
year.
so I was unaware of this, but he had an off day in the A series, but that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you listen to one thing from this podcast, listen to this sentence. Masataka Yoshida is going into the All-Star break off of 7 multi-hit games in a row. 7 multi-hit games in a row. Back to back to back to back to back to back to back. 7. Where 7 games in a row where he has recorded 2+ hits.
That's ridiculous.
Ridiculous. He is scorching fucking hot right now. Scorching.
I would not want to, like, if I'm a pitcher, Masataka Yoshida is my worst nightmare.
Yeah, I mean, that does it. We just talked about every single player on the Red Sox roster, whether you liked it or not. We did it.
Yep. And now, I mean, before we get into the rest of the league,
Yeah.
like, we're sitting at 48, 43, I believe. We had him at like 85 wins.
I think I did have like 86 and 76, something like that.
I mean, we're on pace.
We're on pace. And yeah, I mean, the Boston Red Sox are like super sneakily 9 games out of this division, which is a lot, but it's a lot less than 14 and a half, which we were like a few weeks ago before the Rays started skidding. That's a lot less than 14 and a half, and we're 2 games out of the wild card.
And the scariest part is for the rest of the league is that Story's back in 3 weeks.
Trevor hit a tank.
And 3 weeks from now, we get Tanner Houck back, who has had a stellar year. Whitlock's injury wasn't as bad as previously thought, so I'm guessing a month on that. Sale's probably a month away as well. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, we're just like sneaky, like in the mix right now. And we wouldn't be if we didn't win 5 in a row heading
Yeah.
into this.
That's huge. That's the biggest thing.
Huge. I mean, there's a lot of like at our lowest points in the season, like we talked about, like swept by the Marlins, lose series to the Rockies. A lot of people calling for Cora's job. A lot of people calling for Heimblum's job. But I don't know who I would prefer there, honestly. Probably Cora. But right now, we shouldn't, like, that should not be the vibe at all heading into the next couple of weeks, because we are playing the Chicago Cubs this weekend. Not a great ball club. They're a few games below 500. They're still in their division because it sucks, but that's not a great ball club. We're facing Kyle Hendricks tomorrow and it's Bayo Day. Like, let's pick up a W. Let's sweep this series. And then we're playing the Oakland A's again. Like they're not very good. They're not very good at baseball.
You saw me bringing the broom out. Do you want me to bring it out again?
We can sweep this series against the Cubs. We can sweep this series against the A's. And then we're playing the Mets, who fucking blow. They're fucking terrible. They're so bad. We have 9 very, very winnable games in a row coming off this All-Star break that I think will decide the season. If we win 7 of these games, we're so hot. We're the hottest team in the league. We're 10 games above 500 right now. We're in a wild card spot. If we lose 6 of these games, 3 and 6, it's probably toast.
Yeah, and then
it's probably toast.
Fire sale.
Yeah, it's probably toast. Fire sale. Who wants Durant? But who wants Verdugo? Who wants this guy? Who wants that guy?
But if we win 7 games in a row, or not 7 games,
7 out of these next 9.
7 out of these next 9, then next thing you know,
we pick up Giolito. We get Scherzer. We get everybody.
Story.
We get Story.
We get Whitlock.
We load up,
we get
bro.
Tanner. We get Sale. Watch the fuck out.
Watch out, bro. Yeah, so that's basically the position that the Red Sox are in right now.
Yeah.
I feel really good. It was like really big to come off a lot of wins.
This year's been a roller coaster.
Roller coaster, just like we at the beginning. Roller coaster, woo woo, low point. Oh, we swept someone. Oh, we get swept. It's been all over the place. But the position that we're in, team's playing well. We're in the mix. Like a lot of things have been going our way.
Absolutely.
As of late. Big Maple and Bella.
Do you want to look around the league, or do you want to just wrap it up with a look ahead?
Let's look around the. Let's do the. So Vladdy won the home run derby.
Yes.
On Monday, and I mean the home run derby's fun. Awesome. Dude. It's the best all-star spectacle of any sport.
It gets better and better every year.
The only thing is that I would say like it does get like a little bit confusing and like bam 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 like. They got. I mean, I would vote to go back to the 10 outs.
Yes, because it's less confusing with the timer. Like, did that pitch get off? Especially when it's like a close fucking matchup.
Yeah,
like last year with Schwarber and Ohtani.
Like, dude, Vladdy won, and like he's still like, bomb, like holds his swing for a little bit, like gets back in there. A Rosarena dude was just going like this, chop, pitch, chop. Like he's getting like 10 swings off for 15 seconds, like. I mean, it's kind of like turning into a stamina like contest, which I don't really like. It's still the best spectacle in all sports. Congrats to Vladdy. I'm like really nervous that he may have like a huge second half. But like, I don't know, we already swept the Blue Jays twice this year. So like,
I mean, we're 12-1 against the Blue Jays and the Yankees.
Yeah. So yeah, congrats to him. J-Rod put on a show, and Lou Rob too.
Yep.
They're my guys. I think they kind of ran out of energy in the first round.
Definitely, they hit way
too many in the first round. And Pete Alonso, you're a huge pussy, bro.
Yeah.
Go meditate in the batting cage, and then like, yeah, you were gonna hit 43 home runs in that first round, bro, for sure.
Yeah,
you had that, bro. All of you, buddy. Nah, fuck you, dude.
But that was cool seeing Adley hit.
Oh yeah.
For both sides.
Oh yeah. No, I mean that guy's in our division.
Obviously, he didn't get out of the first round because J-Rod hit 41 in the first round.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
like,
Adley Rutschman is in our division to stay for like a while.
And that
sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, that guy, like Ohtani's contract's coming up, right? He's gonna get.
I mean, Ohtani's done after this year.
Yeah, maybe $1 billion, at least 750 mil. But like, dude, in a few years, like when it's time to pay Adley, bro. If he's like doing what he's doing this year, like for the next few years and gets better, like who says he's not, like his contract could be like stupid too. And like the Orioles will pay. So yeah, I mean, that was the home run derby. It was fun to watch. Maybe go back to the outs. Then to the All-Star game on Tuesday. I mean, you just bet the under in that every year. It's just a lights out performance from like basically everyone who steps on the hill. I had the NL in the under, both cheddar. Didn't feel great about the NL when Felix Bautista stepped onto the bump in the bottom of the 8th. But what do you know? Elias Diaz on the Rockies. He left. Yeah, I mean, I watched most of the All-Star game. We were chilling, playing poker or whatever.
Yeah.
It was fun. Yeah, good game. So the All-Star week was good. And then yeah, like around the league a little bit, like yeah, like the Rays. I mean, they lost like 6 in a row there.
Seven.
Yeah, they didn't look too great for a little while. Hopefully that continues. I mean, the Orioles are only 2 games behind them. They're 54 and 35. It's kind of an issue. Sucks. It's not like flipped 35 and 54 like it used to always be. That'd help us out a lot, but yeah, they're pretty good. They're gonna get John Means back. They're definitely a team to watch out for. And then in the wild card, like if we just can the Red Sox whole season comes down to beating out the Blue Jays and the Yankees. If
and the Astros.
Well, yeah, but there's 3 wild card teams. If the Orioles and the Astros get him, if we have a better record than the Blue Jays and the Yankees, we're in.
You're right.
The only thing that matters for the Red Sox is if they have a better record than the Blue Jays and the Yankees.
And they're 12-1 against them. Which brings us to the point of like less division games this year. Like last year, I wish we had less division games because we got fucking wrecked by the AL East. This year, other than the Orioles, we're cleaning shop.
Yeah. I mean, the Blue Jays and Yankees, like, it's hard to imagine, like, we're 2 games and 1 game behind them right now. It's hard to imagine, like, both of those teams, like, stinking it up. Like, but, I mean, if the Red Sox can just get hot, we'll see what happens, right? So those are the teams that we need to be better than. And they're good. So we also have to be really good.
The Yankees are going to get Judge back here soon. And they already got Giancarlo back.
Yeah, and those teams are good.
Yeah.
And we just have to be better. That's all it comes down to. The AL Central is like not even really worth talking about.
No.
I mean, 45 and 45 is winning that division right now for the Guardians. I mean, the Guardians have the pitching staff to do it in the playoffs. Like they almost did last year. They fucked around and went up 2-1 on the Yankees. But yeah.
Other than that,
the Twins stink.
The AL West. The Rangers started off really hot. They've kind of been scuffling lately.
Yeah, a little bit. 3-7 in their last 10 going into the break. I mean, that's a really good team. If they had DeGrom, things would be different for them.
Definitely.
They'll be in the playoffs, so most likely.
100%.
Yeah.
But the Astros are lurking, bro.
Lurking. And
watch out for the Astros.
I mean, they could just they've been to the last 2 World Series. Like they could so easily go to another. Framber Valdez is probably
he's been dicey.
He's probably the premier pitcher in baseball right now.
Yep, they just got Jordan back too. Like
he's gonna start getting hot.
Watch out for that team.
Yeah, I mean that's probably the scariest team in the league right now. And then like the Mariners they're kind of like they're low-key on our tail.
They're the fun team.
Yeah, they got a good little ball club.
They always do great in September too. Yeah. So like you gotta watch out for the Mariners.
They're definitely gonna be looking to make some noise in the second half.
And then the rest of the AL.
I mean West. The Angels.
They're gonna fall off a cliff.
They already did.
Yeah,
they've lost 5 in a row heading into this.
Trout's hurt for the next 5 weeks at least.
I think they've lost like 13 of their last 15.
Yeah.
Heading into this 5 in a row, 1-9 in their last 10.
It's what they do every year.
Yeah,
they have a good first quarter and then they fall off a cliff.
I mean, there could be like an Ohtani sweepstakes coming up in the next few weeks.
Yes, no,
for sure. And they're probably not gonna trade him in division or in league.
No, probably not.
So someone in the NL might come up on Shohei Ohtani. Yeah. You got to give up the farm, but it's Shohei Ohtani. He's like the greatest to ever live.
Yeah.
And then in the NL, I mean, the Atlanta Braves have a plus 150 run differential.
The Atlanta Braves are going to win that division easily.
Yeah. I mean, they're 60 and 29.
Yeah. I mean
their team's like pretty unfair. They're pretty unfair, bro. They like have an all-star player at every position.
Yeah, like we could go top to bottom. I don't even know if it's worth it.
They have the best team in the league.
It's not even close.
The Atlanta Braves are the best team in the MLB, and it's not like particularly close. The Marlins, they're they're sneaky, like 14 games above 500 right now. They could find their way into the playoffs. That Perez kid's been pitching really good for them. Sandy figures it out.
Luis Arias
is hitting like 400.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they could be scary when it comes to the playoffs. Who knows? And then like the Phillies have been getting really hot lately.
Yeah, they've been going off.
The Mets stink, Nationals stink.
Yep.
The NL Central's been freaky. Brewers and the Reds at the top. I mean,
how about the Reds, dude?
Ellie De La Cruz, man. There's not much more to say about besides him. He's like Jaron Duran on like crack. He's like faster than Jaron Duran, hits way more bombs, and like plays shortstop and is like 6'5". He's basically Jared Durant on crack.
I mean, he's O'Neal Cruz, but then just like
Way better.
way better.
Yeah. He's like, he'll be like the face of the league soon, I think.
Yeah, I mean, other than Shohei Ohtani, I think he's the best player in the league.
Yeah, I mean, he's
He hit a cycle in like his
10th game, like literally. Yeah,
ridiculous.
I mean, the Cubs.
He's still fun to watch. They just got Joey Votto back, and Joey Votto's been leaving on a consistent basis ever since he's gotten back.
Yeah, they have a lot of Matt McLean, bro.
Yes,
The greatest player of all time, I guess. Yeah, they're a really fun team. They're like kind of like us, dude. They're gonna be shopping for pitchers at this deadline. They're gonna be looking to get Giolito or Scherzer or somebody. Like they're gonna be looking for a wing just like we are. So hopefully we get it and they don't, but you never know what's gonna happen. And then the Pirates and Cardinals stink. And then the West.
I mean, ever since he left that franchises, and like it got confirmed today, Cardinals fire sale. So like, I wouldn't be opposed to
getting Paul Goldschmidt.
Or not even Paul Goldschmidt, but like
Jack Flaherty.
I would even.
Wow, I'd welcome him to Boston for sure.
Even with like the way our rotation's looking right now, I'd be open to like you could probably get Miles Mikolas for cheap.
Yeah, he kind of stinks.
He kind of stinks, but like look at our rotation right now, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd welcome Jack Flaherty to Boston for
absolutely.
Sure. And then the West, the Dodgers are tied with the Diamondbacks.
How about them Diamondbacks? Corbin Carroll, bro.
Yeah, he's a force,
he's
dude.
A dog.
NL Rookie of the Year for sure.
Like it's not even close. Not even close. He could get injured today, and he would still win it.
Yeah, Zach Gallen's been really good for them.
Yes.
I mean, dude, if they don't blow up, they're gonna find themselves in the playoffs too.
Giants have been surging.
Yeah, they're right on their tail, 2.5 back, and then the Padres are 43 and 47.
Can't believe what the Padres are doing.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's just like they could just turn it on though. They could win a lot of games.
Yeah,
and then the Rockies are the worst team in the league. I think. They're like A's and Royals bad.
But yeah, we forgot to talk about the Oakland Athletics. They're moving to Vegas, but like the Oakland Athletics are winning over 16.5 games this year. Probably not, but like
I mean, they're 25 and 67.
Yeah, probably not.
That's not great.
They're not on pace.
No. But
that's around the league.
I mean, what else has been going on? Like basically just everything we talked about.
Pretty much. I mean, Garrett Cole's been good this year, except against the Red Sox.
Yeah, he started the All-Star game for the AL.
I don't like that Yankees team over there still.
Yeah, it's just gonna.
Even when they get Judge back, I'm not a fan, dude.
Rodon looked pretty shitty in his first start.
They did just get Rodon back.
I think he's pitching tomorrow too. But yeah, I mean, it's just gonna come for the Red Sox. It's just gonna come down to can they be better than the Yankees and the Blue Jays in the second half? And if they can, they'll find their way into the playoffs. And if they can't, if they aren't as good as the Blue Jays and the Yankees, we're not going to make the playoffs.
Exactly.
Simple as that. Because the Orioles and the Astros are going to make the playoffs.
Yes.
So that's 2 of the wild cards. So we're basically competing for the 3rd wild card spot. That's all it's come down to for the Red Sox. We don't have any other options unless we win 30 games in a row, which isn't going to happen.
But what I will say, how happy was I when Alek Manoah got sent down to like low ball A?
He pitched pretty well his first time.
Exactly. So since we've been gone, Manoah just like obviously he was pitching horrible. Got sent to low ball A, got lit up there for a while, and then like eventually made his way back up throughout the past month, and then he diced his first time back in the MLB. But like, it's such a reality check for that big of a douchebag that Alek Manoah is. Maybe he won't be as bad nowadays, but I'm sure he still will be. But like, fuck that guy. I was so happy that that guy had to like deal with some bullshit, some adversity in his life, because like that guy's a fucking asshole for no fucking reason. That guy's just a giant pussy. So like, good on him for like having to fucking like not be just a bitch constantly.
Yeah, I mean we said it about all.
Let's get into a little preview.
Yeah, I mean we're thinking about Yeah, well, I mean, we'll probably start ripping the series after series, Paul, as long as the Red Sox don't stink.
Exactly.
If you're still listening, drop your in the comments. Simple as that. Show some love. If you're rocking with this setup, you're rocking with me and Tebow.
Yeah.
We're spitting just baseball knowledge
I
into
mean,
this
just
mic.
look at this new fucking setup, bro.
I mean, it's pretty gas. Let's preview this series against the Cubs, huh? Tomorrow we got Brian Bello Day against Kyle Hendricks, who isn't great.
That's just a dub.
Yeah.
That's the easiest dub ever.
The Red Sox are only minus 130 on the ML.
Hammer that shit.
I'm gonna be putting before this, we were at Valley, Swin River, Lincoln. Tebow won big. I got smoked. It happened. I'm gonna be putting a responsibly large wager on the Red Sox tomorrow, and if they win, I'll be mad happy. So that's really all it comes down to. And then Saturday, who have we got on the bump, Tebow? Big Maple, baby. Big Maple. I mean, he's facing Marcus Stroman. Marcus Stroman was lights at the beginning of the year. Been a little shaky. The Red Sox win that game. We're going to Wrigley.
I like it.
Happy flight to Wrigley right now, for sure.
Easy
Happy
ballpark to hit it.
Oh, yeah.
Ballpark to hit.
Yeah, so we win game 2. I'll probably hit the under in that game as well, because Big Maple's not giving up any runs. And then Sunday, we're looking to close the series out with
Cutter. They
Cutter.
probably haven't named him.
Cutter.
Did they name him?
Justin Steele.
Cutter, Justin Steele. Oh, I do like Justin Steele.
I like Justin Steele is my guy. So
I still like a sweep.
This series just got like a lot harder than I originally thought it would be, considering we're facing Stroman and Justin Steele.
But we also got our top 3 guys.
Let's just win 2 out of 3.
Let's win 2 out of 3. I'm calling the sweep though.
I mean, Cutter versus Justin Steele, that doesn't go in our favor at all.
I don't know, bro.
We can win that game.
I like Cutter. We're a big Cutter podcast.
Yeah.
I like a bounce back after, he's fully in the rotation now. We're forgetting that, he was coming off the IL. He was in the bullpen, in the back and forth. He's back to just fully bullpen mode now. I mean, fully rotation mode now. I like Cutter Crawford.
Yeah,
big Cutter Crawford.
Look for him to pitch really, really well on Sunday. Let's win the series against the Chicago Cubs.
I like all the unders.
Yeah, I like the under in every single game. Yeah. I mean, maybe not tomorrow because Kyle Hendricks isn't great, but Big Maple and Marcus Stroman's a prime under. That's gonna be 7.5. I'm thinking first line 4.5.
So you could probably get good value on the under,
8.5,
especially at Wrigley.
Certainly those last 2 games, I'll be hitting the under for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, hey,
this was a pretty good podcast. I mean, it's been a while. It's been 2 months, but
we'll be better on it. We'll be better.
We're back.
Obviously, we had some situations, but I think the new setup, pretty fire.
What's gonna happen is if only one of us is down or around to do one, they're just gonna rip it Dola. We're not missing a series for the rest of the year until the Red Sox are completely out of the race. We got some big series coming up. We gotta win this Cup series. We gotta sweep the A's, and we gotta win this Met series. And if we do that, that's 7-2.
Good looking.
7-2. We're 10 games above 500. We probably take a lead on the Blue Jays and the Yankees. So let's just do that.
We don't
we maybe won't do it.
We need to reshuffle divisions if we go 7-2 and don't pass the Blue Jays and Yankees.
Yeah, we need to reshuffle divisions.
But hey,
what do you want us to do?
But the Sox the past couple of days. Sox Kid. You got any closing thoughts?
I don't know. I don't think I do. I think we laid it all out there on the floor.
I agree.
I put my body on the line for this.
Yep. My closing thought: Sox Kid.
Brian Bayo Day tomorrow.
Wake up nice and early. 8:05 start time. Yep. Be there.